going to talk about freedoms. We're going to specifically talk about the NRA and how important this is to everybody that uses a firearm, everybody from our Constitution standpoint, every angle of our Constitution. If we didn't have the NRA fighting for our Second Amendment rights, we would have lost things a long, long time ago. And there's a lot of hubbub going on, misinformation being handed out, lies, deceitful lies to try and destroy various aspects of our freedom, to destroy the NRA by some of these socialistic terrorist Democrats, because this is exactly what they are terrorists. And there's never going to be a more important time in my life or your lives to try and take care of this situation. We've got over 5 million members in the NRA. There's a lot of people that don't belong to the NRA. Well, truthfully, I think you need to belong, irregardless of what your likes or dislikes are. We've got people all over this land that fought for this country, buried in grave sites all over this country. And the last thing that we need is some socialist to destroy what we fought for on these lands of the United States and elsewhere. And so I think it's time for you to really set up and take notice. There's a tremendous amount of different aspects going on to do with our freedoms, to do with destroying what our heritage is, what we've built, what we founded, and to destroy our God-given rights. Beyond that, we have, beyond the NRA, beyond our Constitution, we have God-given rights. And God-given rights come first. And this is part of the problem. We've got away from this country was founded on Christianity, was founded on God. And to some extent, we've got away from this. And this needs to be brought back into focus. I'm bringing it into focus here this morning. It's very, very important that all of us that enjoy these freedoms, that we vote for Donald Trump. And we need to see that there is not any chance that somebody else tries to manipulate their way into a position in this country that simply don't belong here. This mindset that we're fighting every day of our lives from every angle, there's nothing about it that's acceptable. They like to make us believe that we've got to have common sense gun control. This isn't about guns. This never has been about guns. This is about our freedoms. It's taken away our freedoms. But they're using the guns as an aspect because they know that the only way that they can take away our freedoms is to take away our firearms. And we must never allow this to get to that point. Never allow that somebody wants to try this. I'm firmly of the belief that they're only kidding themselves if they think that they are going to come and take away guns from the gun owners in this country, because we are the biggest army in the world as far as gun owners go, in our abilities to be able to fight for our freedoms. And there's not a low that these people won't stoop to. Ever since we elected Donald Trump, every day, every moment of the day, these people are stooping to a low to try and take away our freedoms, make you believe that we need this or that we need that. This is why we have the problems. These are the problems. The problems are not being addressed. These people that are pulling these shenanigans, these great big atrocities of going someplace and shooting up a bunch of people. This isn't a gun aspect. It never has been a gun aspect. A gun is an inanimate object. It can sit in a particular place right in your home, right by your front door in case you've got an intruder, and that gun will never get up and do anything irregular, or the gun will never get up and break the law. Guns don't break laws. Screwball idiot people break laws. And in these screwball idiot people, it ties right into this Democratic faction. They're all a bunch of terrorists, you see, and they're just constantly using this to try and advance their agenda. And it's very easy to join the NRA. It's very easy to get involved. It's very easy to do something. And say no. Say no. We have to do this. This isn't a maybe or a could be. We have to do this. And there are millions of different aspects tied into the firearms industry, the outdoor world, hunting and everything else, recreation. And there are a lot of people that make their living, including myself and my wife. We've made our living for years to do with guns. I've been involved with guns ever since I could pick one up and use it properly. And this is a case where in the last 40-some years, education has went extremely wrong in this country. And trying to bend these young minds in our socialistic school systems, trying to bend these people's minds to their way of thinking. And yeah, to some extent it's working. But I think that there's an awful lot of us that simply know better. We know better. We know what's going on. We understand it. It's in focus every day. We know that we know simply rights from wrong. And there's not any aspect that is going to ever be corrected. As far as gun laws, gun control, and one thing and another, we have thousands of laws on the books that are not being enforced. If we just simply enforce a few laws and see that these deranged people, and some of them, it's very apparent that there's something wrong with these people. People need to pay attention, you see, and we need to see that it doesn't advance. There's almost always some telltale signs before some of these things happen. And it's quite possibly there's a likelihood that over time that some of these things have been orchestrated purposely by the socialistic Democrats to try and advance their agenda to control every aspect of our lives. So please, everybody, irregardless, stand up for our freedoms. Stand up for our Constitution. Stand up for our rights from every angle, whatever it may happen to be.